Hey guys, my name is Nicole Wood and I wanted to share this video with you guys so you get to know a bit about me. So, when I was little, my mom always told me that she saw in me that I was naturally flexible because I slept in my splits and I could do things that not other babies could do at that age. So she started training me, and when I was 5 years old, that I can remember, I already did a lot of stuff like the splits and some handstand that literally now I can't do it, but I could walk on my hands. I could do a lot of stuff at that age, 5 to 10 years old. So that was my passion, to do all those stuff. And then when I was in school, I met these girls that like to dance and everything, and that passion of dancing in my heart has awakened. And I said, I love this. I love to perform. I like to dance. I like this move. And with the style I make my click was hip hop. So I started watching a lot of videos of Sierra and her video of Get Up, and that was it. I said, I love this. I want to study it, and I want to stick with it. So I did. So years passed. I kept dancing by myself, learning styles from YouTube, seeing other dancers, etc. So when I was in 7th grade, I was a baton twirler. So I joined this group, and I like it too because I could dance but with a baton. So when the group was over, I met these other people that like to dance, and I joined the crew. So basically all my learning was at the streets, and I love it. I love all the dancers that are in the streets, the capability they have, the passion they have. So I grew up with them, and I started seeing all this battle of dancing, different styles, everything, and truly I was in love with it. So I never went to an academy. I never spent time in the studio or take classes or whatever. Then when I was in 10th grade, I met these people at the high school that wanted to do goofy games, and I showed them my capability because always I could imagine me being in a scenario and creating these steps, but I really didn't know the term of it. So I listened to music, and I always imagine myself in a scenario doing these moves that I created in my mind. So basically, that was in my heart, that was in me. So I found these friends in the high school, and they told me about these games, and I like to join. So I hear the music, and they told me they were trying to do some steps and all of that. So I started hearing the music, and I say, we can do this, we can begin like this, we can incorporate this, I can do this, so the audience could see that and say, wow, some break dancing, because I was learning by that time doing break dance because I was in a crew, and I met these b-boys, such talented guys. So I was making those moves, and they loved it. So basically I did almost all the choreography with the help of them, of course. They did some of it. So that was it. So then my mom had a friend that started an academy. DA Modeling and Performing Arts was my first academy that I began in 10th grade. So I was nervous the first class. I went, and that day that I met my teacher, Xavier Sanchez, it was the most awesome experience because he had this passion of teaching and being slow, explaining all well, the history, where it all began, etc. So I learned solid hip hop. I learned the technique and everything. My bass, I asked so many questions to him. I told him what I have imagined and what I created, etc. And he said, "You're a choreographer and you don't know it." So that's how I knew that I was a choreographer. So then I started taking classes with him. Almost 1 year I took classes with him in this academy. Then I was in the group at that academy, and I learned a bunch of other styles like salsa. That is in my blood because I'm Latina, and I learned a bit of breakdance, but it's very hard, and I have an accident with my shoulders, so I stopped a bit because of that accident. But basically I learned breakdance too, the history, everything. I learned ballet. Wow, super hard and a great experience. I learned jazz, street jazz. I could learn a bit of everything in that year I was training in that academy. And it was super awesome because I could create different dances inspired by these different styles. And yet I was looking in YouTube too, and I definitely love contemporary and lyrical. So those are my top one, hip hop and lyrical. So basically that year that I was in that academy, when the academy closed, I was in another crew. Basically, I always stuck with the crews. I learned a lot. I participated in a lot of carnavales, everything, in scenarios. Well, I was in this group too, that it was called Puerto Rican Dancers. They gave me the opportunity to be in that group, and I had such observed so much with that group that when I auditioned to that group, that we went to a lot of performances. One of them, the most biggest of all in my country, that is Juventud Vibra. So from that day that we won the competition, the Lion King imitation, basically they give us the certificate that we accomplished to be professional dancers. I was so happy, so blessed, and we continued to do performances around the country. Basically, I visited a lot of countries in my state, and wow, I learned so much. The technique, what the judges look for in a group or individually, the scenario, to do different, how do you say it? To make the group do different, how do you say it? Anyways, so I learned a lot to perform in scenarios and to project and everything. So when I left the group to be individually, I started to take classes, and then I get to meet the Lombard twins. There are Santiago twins in Step Up 3D and Step Up 5 Evolution. I took a class from them, and I learned this new thing of them that is called free expression. It's where you get to be yourself when you're dancing. You get to express what you're feeling, You get to be in touch with the musician, with the music you hear. You get to just feel and say something if you can't say it with your mouth. Us dancers, we say it with our body, we express. So I learned that with them, and it was so opening to me, so clear, and I understood that I couldn't project something that was not in me. Because they say performance in a scenario, you have to project, you have to be like this, and sometimes it was hard, but I get to do it because I love it and I projected that. But as to be an individual, I get to express what I'm feeling, if I have trouble, if I feel happy, if I feel mad, everything. So I learned that from them, and it was so great to have that opportunity. And with other great dancers, choreographers, teachers around the world, it was a blessing to get to learn from them. So basically now what I do is that other thing I could do was when I was studying my bachelor's degree in nursing of science, there was a group of dancers. So I applied. I talked with the person that was leading it and said that I was interested in. So I get to meet the group, I get to meet the people in it. And so the group was reducing until we only been 3 persons, including me. So we had a performance to be in a basketball game, and in halftime we had to perform. So we were only 3, and it was a disaster, but so fun and so challenging. So we didn't have a DJ, no one did our mix, but we had the songs, we had the choreography because I made it. So we learned the routine, the girls helped me, and then that day, I had to laugh. That day we began to do the choreography, but before doing it, we talked to the guy that was doing the mix and we told him the situation. So he said, what I can do to help you guys is you tell me where it starts and where it ends, the 3 parts. So we did. So we started dancing the first song, we finished it, we transitioned to the other part, he paused it and played it. And that's how we did the dance. Everybody loved it because in the end, my partner and I did the splits. We ended up in the splits, and the other girl did something awesome at the end. So everybody loved it, we laughed about it, we enjoyed it. So I kept with the group. These other partners of mine, the other girls left because of the studies. So then I began to do the group, and basically the group grows a lot, and it was a nice experience for me to be teaching to a lot of people of all the ages, and it was a privilege. So I was the first girl of the National University College that do the Avanok of dance, because I was the first one to brought it, I was the first one to do it. So it was an event that the university did, giving me the certificate of the Avanok, and I was so proud of that moment, so grateful, always being grateful of that moment. So I accomplished that, and I kept dancing in the group, teaching. We got to perform on Christmas. All the choreography got to be nice. I get to perform too for cancer patients, and the event they do all year. I got to be there. At 3 a.m. in the morning, we got to perform. It was so awesome, a nice experience, and so grateful that I could help on that moment. So I have a lot of experience in dancing, and there are so much that I could talk about, but I can't. The time is short. But basically, those that I told you guys that I share are the most biggest accomplishment that I could have done. And there are so many more, and I'm fully going to do so many memories because I feel so passionate about this. I keep teaching. That's my passion. I do other stuff like I practice yoga. That is my life savior because I suffer from anxiety and compulsive obsession. So it has helped me a lot. It's been 7 years since I don't have no episodes of anxiety, and I'm grateful for my practice every day. I also do essential oils. I love nature. I love all that is natural. And I thank that to my dad, that he always had been my guru in this of nature. Like old times, like our grandfathers that do these remedies with plants and everything. So yeah, I do that, and I love to teach. I love to educate, and basically I have 17 years of experience in dancing. So guys, I wanted to share this with you. Hope you like it. Hope you share it. If you want to get to know me better, you can use my platforms: Instagram nwood17 or Facebook Nicole Wood. You can find me there. You can contact me. Any questions you have, want to learn, want to get to know dance or anything else, you name it, I'm your girl. So see you guys later. Hope you like it.